Hi there, we are back for another episode of Shadowbringers, and we are here in Uldar at X11.6 Y8.9, and we are doing the level 63 Gunbreaker job quest. For better or worse, Radovan has found a citizen of Uldar in need of a bodyguard. The walls that surround this city remind me of my homeland. We built it as a fortress to keep out invaders. Not that it made much difference in the end. Oh, not this again. Perhaps you could lighten the mood by sharing our recent bit of a good news? Yes, it looks like we found our next client. Nothing's been decided, but a lady named Oriel is waiting for us near the gate of town. We'll meet you there. You're the bodyguards, right? We need your help. It's my husband. After he walked out, I thought I'd seen the last of him, but now you've got to keep him away from us. I'm not sure we are qualified to settle domestic disputes. Radovan, this sounds serious. Hear her out, would you? Very well, my apologies. Please continue. His name's Gerard. He won't leave us alone, and he keeps jumping out to harass us when we're by ourselves. If we were to go outside the city gates, I'm sure he'd follow us, and when he does, I want you to scare him off. I doubt he'll show himself if he sees you have bodyguards, so we'll wait somewhere nearby. When the moment is right, we'll give him a fright he won't forget in a hurry. Yes, that ought to work. Tim and I will leave through this gate, so you should find a hiding place. It's time that bastard, excuse my language, learned his lesson. Remember, we've got the boy to think about. I'd rather not cut a man down in front of his own son, but I will if I have to. You follow my lead. Get away from her. What? Who the bloody hells are you? Friends of Oriel, now walk away, while you still can. But I only want what's best for my boy. Your boy? You've got no right to call him that. He belongs to me. This is your final warning. Bother them again and you won't live to regret it. Ha! That will teach him. And you were wonderful. Was every gill. Thank you so much. It was our pleasure. Although there wasn't much for you to do, your presence lent weight to my words. But most importantly, the client was satisfied with our work. Yes, she did seem rather pleased with herself. Listen, you two, there's no time to explain. We have to follow that woman. Hell's bells, when Sophie gets one of her hunches, there's no stopping her. Oh, visst inte den. See. Ah. Why would she bring Tim all the way out here? What are we supposed to do with a runt like this? If we feed him up, he might be worth something one day. She's selling her own child? We've got to stop them. Wait, is that... Enough of this. Stay away from my son. Son, huh? Ha! You should have kept out this maid. Too late now. Quickly, we've got to help him. Not now, sweet. It's up to you. You saved us. How can I ever... Daddy... Sweet. I let you down. I let everyone down. But, Sophie, what happened here? I knew from the moment I met Oriel there was something not quite right about her. It wasn't until later I realized. She's a somnus addict. Once it takes hold, it changes up. She was able to keep her addiction hidden from most, but not from me, and probably not from her family either. Yes, I've known for a while, but I had no idea she'd do something like this. Gods, if I hadn't started gambling, this never would have happened. My debts spiraled beyond my control, and she ran to get away from me, so start a new life with our son. The shock of losing them made me realize I couldn't live like that anymore, so I vowed to turn my life around, and I worked my fingers to the bone to repay the money I owed. But by the time I finally found the courage to track down Oriel, it was too late. She'd made new friends, and the wrong sort of friends, and had to resort to gods only know what to make ends meet. It became too much to bear, and Somnus was her only escape. Nothing else mattered to her, not even her own child. So, you see, it wasn't only my life I'd ruined, I made her who she is today. That's why I don't have it in me to hate her. What will you do now? I plan to send her to Frondale's frontistery. They can treat people like Oriel, although it costs more than most folks can afford. My savings should cover it for a short while at least. We'll take it one day at a time and see how she responds to the treatment. I know she might never recover, but I can't give up on her. Obviously, she's in no fit state to look after Tim, so he'll be living with me. You could have been killed confronting those slavers. If you wind up dead, there will no one to look after the boy. From now on, you'll have to think before you act. I will, I swear it. Thank you all for everything you have done. That poor child. Sophie's quick thinking may have saved him on this accession, but I fear his hardships are far from over. I, on the other hand, only succeed in disgracing myself again. It's not your fault, Radovan. I think you owe Sweet an explanation, so... Yes, if we are to fight side by side, there's something you should know. Though I served as an Imperial conscript for a time, after I disobeyed a direct order, I was sentenced to solitary confinement for more than a decade. Like many of the inmates, I was forced to wear a Magatech collar. The wardens could use them to administer a severe electric shock any time they pleased, and pleased them it did. The paralyzers would eventually wear off, but even now, years after removing the collar, my whole body will suddenly size up. It's as though the pain never left me and could reawaken at any moment. Thankfully, my condition appears to have improved somewhat since leaving the Empire. Perhaps one day I will be free of it, but until then there's no telling when it might strike. Radovan saved my bacon more times than I can count, so it's only fair that I do the same for him. We've been through thick and thin ever since the first time we met at the Gallian Goal. It was awaiting execution along with the other captured members of the resistance, as well as various insurgents and undesirables. Among them were several Somnus addicts. Even in Imperial Gaul, there are ways to get your hands on it. When I saw Oriel, I couldn't put my finger on it at first, but she had the same look in her eyes as those lost souls. Anyway, where was I? So Radovan had been meaning to escape ever since he was first imprisoned, and was secretly digging a tunnel, a few ilms each night, over the course of about 10 years. Wow. The only thing was, I went the wrong way. Then one night he suddenly burst through my wall. Why did you have to tell her that? You know, I'm far from proud of my miscalculation. Well, things worked out in the end, didn't they? The other inmates made such a racket when you came crashing in. It drew the attention of the wardens and all hell broke loose. In the confusion, Radovan and I forced our way past the guards, and by some miracle we managed to avoid their searchlights. And finally, we were free. Free to return to my wife and child, to my homeland. Or so I thought. While I'd been rotting away in a Garlean cell, everything I knew, everything I loved had been taken from me. I should have been there, but I couldn't even. Gah, enough of this. We have spoken over long as it is. Well then, where to next? I think I've had my fill of Uldar. What say we try our luck in Limsa Lominsa? I'm sure a change of scenery will do us a world of good. Yes, I like the sound of that. Let's reconvene at the local Adventurers Guild. A city founded by pirates. Now there's a terrible idea if ever I heard one. With all the cutthroats running rampant, I'm surprised there's anyone left. But what about the views? The sea breeze? There'll all be plenty of time to enjoy ourselves once we've a few more gil in our pocket. Sweet, we are still waiting for word from the guild, so perhaps you should find somewhere for a few practice swings in the meantime. Okay. And the next quest will be available at level 65, Confessions of a Flaming Mongrel. So, that was it for now. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.